The baseball team gets in the win column.
And the men's track and field wins the Eastern College Athletic Conference Championship.
That and a whole lot more coming up on All Access.
Welcome to the season's fourth week of All Access, the show that already has more episodes than the Browns and Titans had wins in their 16 weeks. I'm Rachel Williamson.
And I'm Cody Decker. The Browns have also been non-existent in free agency and still have Johnny Manziel on their roster. Guess he's not dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, or dodging out of Cleveland anytime soon. Luckily, there are no voids on this show, so let's hit the court for an update on the women's basketball team. Rachel.
Thanks, Cody. On Friday night, the madness began in SB Gym as Rowan University hosted the NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Championship first round. The Profs drew a matchup with SUNY New Paltz in their first game, in which they came out with a 93-75 win. The tandem of guard forward Caitlin Schulstorm and guard Valerie Garofalo scored 18 points apiece. Forward Kate Matthews registered a double-double with 13 points and 11 boards. Guard Anissa Sanchez tacked on 14 points, and the Profs forced 27 turnovers by the Hawks, including 15 in the first half. The Profs shot 47.8% from the field in the win. The leading scorer for the Hawks was Lindsay Betke with 20 points, and next up for the Profs would be a matchup with New England Small College Athletic Conference champions.
Amherst College would face off against the Profs in the second round, gaining a victory over Rowan 78-57. Amherst guard Allie Doswell found nothing but net with 34 points, shooting 6 of 14 from long range and 13 of 25 overall. Forward Meredith Doswell scored 8 points and was a monster on the glass with 16 rebounds. For the Profs, Kate Matthews was just short of a double-double with 12 points and 9 boards. Guard Anissa Sanchez had 13 points. The Profs finished their season at 23-6 and earned the runner-up in the NJAC tournament. Congrats to the girls' basketball team on an awesome season.
The Rowan University baseball team had one successful week, starting with their 3-2 win over Stevens Institute of Technology on Sunday. The game played out in 10 innings. Center fielder Brett Phillips kicked off the bottom of the 10th with a single. With only one out, third baseman Jason Clapper and second baseman Matt Jolly walked, filling the bases. Right-handed pitcher Rob Grilly threw for 5 innings, only allowing 1 hit. Catcher Greg Myers was 2 for 3 at bat. Shortstop Joe Craig contributed to the game with 2 hits and 1 run. The Ducks fell to a record of 3-4.
The Profs' luck continued as they ended the week with a 10-5 victory over York College on Monday. The umpires called the game early, though, at the bottom of the 8th inning because of darkness. Left fielder Jason Clapper went 3 for 4 at the plate, adding 3 RBIs and 1 run. Designated player Monty Strickland had an impressive 2 hits, including 2 RBIs, 1 double, and 1 run. Brett Phillips, the Profs' center fielder, had 1 run and 2 RBIs. The winning pitcher this game was Corey Fagenbaum, who allowed 1 run and 2 unearned in 2 innings. The Spartans dropped to 2-8 overall, while the Profs move up to 2-3 on the season.
Now for an update in the world of pro sports, we throw it over to Lenny Schnee for this week's Pro Talk.
Thanks, Cody. This week in pro sports. NFL free agency is in full swing as of Wednesday, March 9th. Some big names will certainly be on the move, including Bengals wideout Marvin Jones. Jones will leave Cincinnati in favor of Detroit, where he will attempt to fill the void left by the recently retired Lion great Calvin Johnson. Another one of the more interesting free agents will be staying right at home. Jason Pierre-Paul, who notoriously injured his hand with fireworks last summer, is staying with the Giants on a 1-year deal. JPP can receive up to $10.5 million this season. In the NHL, one of the league's top goaltenders has gone down with an injury. The Devils' Corey Schneider will miss at least the next 2 weeks with a lower body injury. Schneider is the backbone of a Devils team that is still in contention for a postseason spot. Schneider was an all-star this season and currently has 26 wins to go along with a 2.7 goals against and a .923 save percentage. Also in the NHL, one of the league's most popular players, 44-year-old Jaromir Jagr, has moved to 3rd place all-time in overall points. Jagr still competes at an unbelievable level and has 21 goals and 28 assists on the season for Florida. The Panthers currently sit at 6th in the Eastern Conference and may have the chance to compete in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. Big news in the world of mixed martial arts this weekend. UFC 196 played host to Holly Holm's first fight since she stunned the world and defeated Ronda Rousey in November at UFC 193. Holm defended her title Saturday night and lost to Miesha Tate. Tate won by submission in the 5th round, capturing her the Bantamweight Championship. It has been announced that her next match will be a title defense against none other than Ronda Rousey. However, that match likely will not happen until later this year in the fall. Conor McGregor was in action at UFC 196 as well. McGregor faced Nate Diaz, who replaced the original opponent with only 11 days' notice. Clearly 11 days was plenty because Diaz stunned McGregor in the 2nd round. That was Diaz's 19th career win and McGregor's 3rd loss. McGregor humbly accepted his defeat, saying, quote, "I'll learn and grow. I'll face it like a man." Very big words considering the usual boasting from McGregor that we are accustomed to hearing. And finally, back to the NFL, where the local favorite Philadelphia Eagles traded away one of their best players on Wednesday. That player is running back DeMarco Murray, who was heading to the Tennessee Titans. The trade only brought back a swap of 4th-round draft picks for the Eagles, but for the Titans, they got their running back of the future. That's all I have for you on this week's Pro Talk. Later, Cody and Rachel will have updates on the track and field teams. But after the break, Vina Marie Pizzo sits down with members of the lacrosse team for this week's edition of Prof Spotlight. So stay tuned for more All Access.
Welcome back to All Access. I'm Vina Marie Pizzo with this week's edition of Prof Spotlight. Joining me at this time are Brittany Boldendorf, Rachel Emerson, Jess Casterline, and Kelly O'Brien of the Rowan Lacrosse team. Thank you for joining us. Brittany, how and why did you start playing lacrosse?
I started playing because all my friends were playing, and then my dad forced me to. But then I loved it after that. It only took like 1 year to really pick it up and just love it. So.
And then you were good and you loved it
Yeah, I
ever
was good
since?
after that.
Awesome.
Just need a little push.
Okay. Just for people who don't follow Rowan's Women Lacrosse here at Rowan, although they should, what's your position?
I play midfield.
Okay. How are you as a player? Difficult question, but...
Well, I think I bring, well, I usually play defense, but recently I've been playing midfield, so I bring a lot of speed to the attacking unit.
Awesome. Okay. Rachel, do you watch lacrosse on TV?
Well, when it's on TV. It's
Okay.
not on that often, but I usually keep up with all of the college sports and everything.
So who would be your favorite player?
My favorite player, probably Taylor Cummings. She just won the Tiverton Award, so she's like the best right now.
Okay. So would you say she's kind of your inspiration in a way?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Kelly, what's the sign, or what's more of the significance of your team number, your position number?
What, like my
Like your jersey
number?
Yeah.
I picked the number 5, and I actually, my usual number is 12 from high school, but number 5 was my best friend's number in high school, so I picked it. Yeah.
Aw, that's nice. Brittany, in your team's home opener on Saturday, March 5th, I know you might not want to talk about it, but I saw that you caught up a little bit in the second half, but then you all faced an unfortunate loss at the end. How do you think this affected your team?
I think that game was really a learning experience for us. We kind of came out flat, and we really didn't push the ball offensively to get the goals we needed. And I think it was really just a learning experience. Like, we realized, like, oh crap, we need to step it up for next game.
Yeah, like we got to pick it up, we got to get it together.
And really,
Okay.
we just, for the next couple of days, we really just practiced on the things that we were missing. And we did a lot better on our game Wednesday.
Okay, yeah, good. So, Jess, what was your team's plan when you went to face Catholic University yesterday after losing the home opener?
Our plan was to hold it on attack more and have a lot of more energy. I think we went out flat against Stevens, and we wanted more energy on the attack side.
Okay, good. And that's what you said you were good at. So you definitely helped out with that. Okay, Rachel, was everyone on the same page when you guys went there yesterday in terms of positivity, energy?
I definitely think we were. It was a lot better than Stevens Tech.
Okay.
So we were all motivating each other more. We had each other's backs more. So it was really just learning from Stevens Tech and trying to implement it into our game against Catholic.
Okay, good. So in the beginning of the season, that's pretty good to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kelly, let's see. How do you feel about the home loss on March 5th?
I mean, it was a tough loss. It was very, I guess, it being home and like our first game, it was very, I guess, disappointing that we ended up losing. But like everyone said, like we just learned from it and we move and use it as a learning experience and then just move on from there.
Okay, good. Brittany, do you think that you guys falling 1-2 on the season is going to affect your team's ability to do well for the next few games?
No, I think it's the games are in the past, and now we just have to move on from there. And each game is different, so we really just have to take it game by game.
Okay.
So we're really just going to move on from those games.
Okay, all right. Brittany, I just asked you that. So now, Jess, what are some things that your team does to recover when you face a difficult loss?
We focus on what went wrong in the game and definitely focus on that in the next practice. Like today we were working on a lot of 50-50 balls, so ground balls, up in the air balls, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Rachel, what vision do you have for women's lacrosse even after you graduate? Here at Rowan.
Here at Rowan, I definitely think this year we're a very young team. We have 20 underclassmen and there's only 9 upperclassmen.
Okay.
So it's definitely just working together throughout these next couple years. I know that we're going to do great. I know that we're going to do great for the rest of the season this year. It's just kind of starting to work together, get to know how each other plays, so eventually we'll all click.
Okay, good. Kelly, do you think your team is ready for this Saturday's game against Eastern?
I think so. I think we've learned enough from the past 2 games, and we had our 4 weeks of preseason that we're prepared enough where we know what we're supposed to do, we know our role on the team, and I think by losing the past 2 games, we've learned what each person's strengths and weaknesses are, and we'll just go off that and work together as a team. I think we'll be good.
Okay, all right, good to know. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Brittany, what do you expect this weekend at Eastern University? What are you expecting personally?
Like for me? Or?
Yeah, for you personally.
I actually won't be playing this game on Saturday because I'm
no.
recovering from an injury, so I'm trying to get better. But I know
What happened, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
just have a quad strain, so
Okay.
thought it was best to sit out this game.
This game, so you'll be back for the next
Yeah.
game? Oh, okay.
But I know my team, they're going to do it. They're going to do great out there, and we should win.
Yeah.
I don't really expect anything less.
Right. Okay. And lastly, let me ask Kelly, what are your personal future goals for lacrosse?
Well, I currently right now, we have the rest of the year. I'm actually a junior in lacrosse, so I might come back for grad school and play another year. And then I love coaching, so I wouldn't mind just keep going with coaching. I coach middle schoolers right now, so it's really fun. I'd like to continue to do that.
Oh, that's awesome. You could definitely always do that in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. That is all the time we have this week for Prof Spotlight. I'd love to thank Brittany, Rachel, Jess, and Kelly for stopping in and hanging out with us today. Now here to Cody and Rachel with more updates on Rowan sports.
Thanks, Vina. We'll recap the track and field team's weekend at the Eastern College Athletic Conference Championships. But first, let's check in on the women's lacrosse team.
Will do, Rach. The Rowan women's lacrosse team had their home opener on Saturday, March 5th against the Stevens Institute of Technology. For Rowan attacks, Maddie Bray, Jess Havers, and Danielle Hubbs each had 1 goal. Attack Katie Herod chipped in with an assist of her own. Goalie Emma Frost made 4 saves. With 22:46 left in the second half, Rowan cut the deficit to 3-2. Unfortunately for Rowan, Stevens Institute of Technology turned up the pressure, scoring 3 unanswered goals. The Ducks would come out with the win by a score of 7-3.
Coming off a loss on Saturday, the Rowan women's lacrosse team looked to avenge that loss at Catholic University Wednesday, March 9th. At 26 minutes and 26 seconds, Allie Herbert opened up scoring as Rowan took a 1-0 lead. That goal would be the only time Rowan had a lead. Catholic University responded by scoring 3 unanswered goals. At the end of the first half, the score was 10-5, Catholic University. Rowan did their best to battle back, but ultimately got outscored in the second half 8-5, making the final 18-10 Catholic. Rowan falls 1-2, and their next game will be at Eastern University on Saturday, March 12th at 12:30 p.m.
The Rowan University men's indoor track team competed at the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference Championships in Staten Island, New York on Friday, March 4th. The distance medley relay team of Pat McCurry, Nick Neville, Brandon Eldershaw, and Walter Victor finished first and set a new school record that had been held since 1979. The previous record was 10 minutes, 13.1 seconds. The new record is 10 minutes, 13.46 seconds. Rowan also tied their school record in the 4x200 meter relay. The time was 1 minute, 29.05 seconds, set in 2002 and matched on Friday. This team consisted of Dexter Anderson, Jonathan Ramirez, Shai Munford, and Justice Pollitt. Dior Hightower came in third in the 60-meter dash prelims with a time of 7.01 seconds to qualify for Saturday's final. Zach Helm took fourth in the 5,000 meter with a time of 14 minutes, 53.34 seconds. In the 60-meter hurdles prelims, Dave Benjamin was third with a time of 8.19 seconds, and Chase Tolliver took fifth at 8.34 seconds. Both advanced to Saturday's final. The team was in first place with 26 points after the first day of competition.
Well, after the break, Thomas Napoli hosts another week of Crossfire debate, so stay with us.
Welcome back to All Access. I'm Thomas Napoli. Joining us again is the lacrosse team. Debating are Brittany Bollendorf, Rachel Emerson, Jess Cashline, and Kelly O'Brien. You guys ready to debate?
Yes.
Okay, so there's some subtleties to the men's and the women's game. You guys do not wear full-fledged helmets when you play lacrosse. Do you like the fact that you don't have to wear the helmets? We'll just go around here. So, let's start.
I think I like it. I think it would mess up our game if we didn't. I mean, if we did wear them, I think it would just be like bulky and extra weight or whatever. And we are physical enough where we don't need to like be hitting each other in the head and whatnot. So I think I like it without it.
Yeah. I mean, we also have different rules than the guys, so the guys are a little bit more aggressive, so that's why they wear more pads. So obviously if the rules were changed, we would be wearing pads too, but it's definitely helpful running up and down the field and not wearing all of that stuff on us.
And especially getting all the sweat and it gets all messy.
Yeah, again, our game is played different, so it would be very unnecessary for us to have that huge helmet. I personally would rather not even have goggles, but that's safety precautions.
Yeah, it would definitely be different rules if we had to wear a helmet.
Okay, so the men wear helmets, and traditionally, like you see in a National Football League, concussions come into play. So do you think if there was an institution of helmets, would the game get more violent and change the game and more injuries would happen?
I feel like if they did do helmets, I think they would almost like have to give us like, okay, you can be more aggressive and more physical because they're giving us that leeway. Where we have the mouth guards now to prevent concussion, so I think it would be okay to be more aggressive with the helmets.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, right now there's not like a high percentage of like concussions right now in lacrosse. It's not like we're falling on the ground and stuff, but yeah, I definitely think that if they gave us the option of wearing helmets, then it would be a different game.
Because, right now they have a lot of rules where they protect us from having those injuries. Like, we can only check if their stick is outside your sphere, so, like, there's really no reason you'd ever need the helmet to protect yourself with that.
Yeah, just what like they were saying. We wouldn't need the helmet.
Okay, so according to laxmagazine.com, there's a semi-pro women's lacrosse team, and there's also a national team for U.S. lacrosse for both men's and women's. How big do you guys think this is for women's lacrosse as a whole, kind of expanding and maybe coming to the forefront in women's sports for all ages, really?
I think it's pretty cool because I think growing up we always looked at like the U.S., like the soccer team and everything like that, and I think that now there's a new generation coming through where they can cheer on the U.S. lacrosse team.
I definitely think that it's like it's helpful to have like the U.S. lacrosse team and the semi-pro team to really like get lacrosse out there, because I know like when I was in high school, lacrosse was really big in my high school, but I know other high schools don't even have the sport, so I think it would definitely help get it out there and known.
Yeah, I think it gives young girls another option besides just soccer or basketball. Or even field hockey doesn't really come until middle school, really. Yeah. So lacrosse would be great to be able to start for the younger girls, especially if they're seeing it for the national teams.
I think it's also really cool because the sport was also started in the United States, not in another country. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's pretend I'm a 7-year-old girl right now, and I don't know what sport I want to play. Could one of you convince me to play lacrosse? Jess, we'll start with you this time.
Well, I mean, I started because I just love the sport. I thought it was really cool. I guess having a stick also is cool. You're not just like kicking a ball. So yeah.
I would I only started because all my friends did.
Okay.
But I would kind of just tell like them that it's so easy to pick up. It's not like you had to play like for soccer. There's so much competition. You had to pretty much play when you were 5 to really go really far with it. Where lacrosse, you can pick up when you're 14 and end up playing D1 or going that next level. And I think a lot of little girls will probably be excited about that, so that's probably what I'd say.
Yeah, I definitely think it also helps that like lacrosse is becoming more popular. So I know that a lot of younger kids want to start playing it more. They see it more. I know that we have a lot of little league teams like come to our games, come out and support us. We also do a lot of clinics with the younger girls that really helps to like get them motivated to go out and play.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what everyone said. Like young girls are so into starting with soccer and other sports like that I think starting lacrosse, like if you just show them how different it is from there, it's also really similar to basketball, so like that could also help make them be like, oh, maybe I'll try it kind of thing. And I think that we really like want to try it. I think starting young. I mean, I started in middle school, so.
So I understand not every one of you is the same position. So traditionally, how much do your sticks cost with nets and everything like that?
Little like girl sticks, I think like the beginning sticks cost like, I want to say it ranges from like 30 and like maybe 60, but then ours start to get more expensive as they go.
Yeah, because I think like our heads are close to 90 and our shafts are probably around the same. Okay. So it's different as you get older.
All right.
Yeah, it really.
Same thing.
Yeah, it varies.
Same thing. So not only could you bring it to the forefront at a young age, but it's also maybe a little more cost efficient than maybe field hockey or something like that. So a lot of talk, especially with the Olympics coming around, maybe should women's lacrosse be in the Olympics? Do you think it should be? And if you do see it, when do you see it being in the Olympics by? Jeff, we'll start with you.
I don't think the sport is ready for it to be in the Olympics yet. I don't think it's a big enough sport worldwide, but hopefully in years to come it will be.
Yeah, I agree. Just because it worldwide, it's not really known. It's more in the U.S. and like Canada. So if they can get lacrosse to grow, then I think it definitely can be an Olympic sport. Be fun to watch. So.
Yeah, I definitely think like eventually it would be great. I mean, it would be great to do it right now, but there's obviously not enough teams to be in the Olympics. But eventually it would be good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it'd be really cool for them to be in there.
Okay, well, that is all the time we have this week for our Crossfire debate. I'd like to thank Brittany, Rachel, Jess, and Kelly for participating. It's time to visit Cody and Rachel back at the desk. Guys, take it away.
Thanks, Tom. Time to track down the men's team and see how they finished up this weekend. Rachel?
Well, the Profs had an impressive finish to the weekend, winning the conference championship. 50 teams competed in the event, and by the end of the two-day event, Rowan had a combined score of 84 points. Taking first in the high jump and second in the long jump was Jeffrey Tucker. Pat McCurry took third in the mile run, and David Benjamin followed with third in the 60-meter hurdles. Benjamin also placed 10th in the high jump. Walter came in 5th place in both the 400-meter dash and the 4x400-meter relay with a time of 3 minutes, 20.93 seconds. The 4x800-meter relay was completed by Pat McCurry, John Meyer, Brandon Ellershaw, and Kevin Veltier. The group finished 4th with a time of 7 minutes, 54.98 seconds. For the student athletes that qualify, they will have a chance to compete in the NCAA Division III Championships that will take place in Grinnell College in Iowa, March 11th and 12th.
After their 4th consecutive NJAC championship, the women's indoor track team headed back to the Ocean Breeze Track Center for the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference Championships. The 4x200-meter relay team of Shayla Williams, Ebony Jones, Lexis Matos, and Aspen McMillan claimed the top spot with a time of 1 minute, 42.15 seconds. Williams also took first in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.6 seconds. McMillan took the silver in the 60-meter hurdles with a time of 8.86 seconds, and Amanda Brown had an 8th place finish in the same event with a time of 9.27 seconds. The team came out of day 1 with 13 points, good enough for 8th place.
On day 2, the Profs climbed 4 spots for a 4th place finish at the meet with a total of 44 points. Shyla Williams won the 200-meter dash with a time of 34.99 seconds. She also had a 4th place finish in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.74 seconds. In the 60-meter hurdles, Aspen McMillan took 2nd place with a time of 8.93 seconds, and Amanda Brown came behind in 6th with a time of 9.32 seconds. The 4x400-meter relay team of Williams, Brown, Claire Corbett, and Brianna Angelella came in 4th with a time of 3 minutes, 54.92 seconds. Williams, McMillan, and Ebony Jones qualified for the NCAA Division III Championships in Grinnell this coming weekend. Williams was also named NJAC Women's Indoor Track Athlete of the Week.
Tell you what, records upon records upon records. I feel like every week we talk about records.
I know. And speaking of records, I believe All Access holds the record for the most Telly Awards, Cody.
Yes, we do, and we're very, very proud of that, and we hope to keep that track record going
And for
in the
those
future.
of you that don't know about Telly Awards, that just means we're awesome.
That means we are awesome. And we hope you'll come back to us in 2 weeks as you enjoy your spring break. We've knocked out this episode of All Access on behalf of Rachel Williamson, Lenny Schnee, Thomas DiNapoli, Vina Marie Pizzo, and the entire All Access team. I'm Cody Decker. Enjoy your spring break, and again, see you in 2 weeks.